Greetings! Christopher J. here with another segment of Noem's Newcomers, where we explore the real reasons why people are moving massive numbers to this great state of South Dakota. Very honored today to be joined with Sheri and Dave out on the western side of South Dakota on this beautiful campground. So, Sheri and Dave, first of all, thank you two for coming on Noem's Newcomers.
You're welcome.
Very welcome.
Love to have you guys on here. So, Sheri, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about your campground and then also the importance of strong leadership that we see in this amazing governor of ours and how she helped your business, not only from a small business legislative standpoint, but during COVID. Could you comment a little bit on that for us?
Absolutely, be happy to. I opened Bridle Ridge the spring of 2018 for about a half a season. So 2019 was a very critical time for this business to get started. And fortunately for us in South Dakota, we had a governor that did not close down our state. And in fact, she encouraged folks to visit South Dakota because it was open and free. And because of that, I was able to get my footing here at the campground and start a pretty successful business. Had that not happened, had she closed down the state of South Dakota, I could have very easily lost my entire investment because, as you know, it takes quite a while to get a small business going. And if we had had 2 years of shutdowns, I can only imagine what could have happened. So I'm very, very grateful that she allowed us to stay open. I'm grateful that she encouraged other folks, as they always do, to visit the great state of South Dakota and see everything that we have here to offer.
That's an excellent point, Sheri. Not only are people moving here in droves, they're visiting here. Tourism's incredible. So we have a governor who's very much in support of the entrepreneur, and you're a living testament of that. So one other thing, just real quickly, you mentioned, fear. She's not a leader that installs doom and gloom and fear and go to the government for every darn answer, right? We can solve our own problems, can't we?
Absolutely. I loved the fact that she didn't treat us like children. I'm not 6 years old. I can make up my own mind if I want to wear a mask, don't want to wear a mask, want to go here, want to go there. I mean, just that should be a no-brainer. And she has such great common sense and such a great work ethic. And we have a similar background. And she's just a strong, very dedicated leader. And I'm very appreciative of that.
You bet. Strong work ethic. That's really the backbone of America, isn't it? And we can find it here in South Dakota. Thank you, Sheri. Dave, so coming over from Colorado, and you have an interesting story to tell regarding COVID specifically when there were all the lockdowns and shutdowns and what have you. You notice a nice distinction between leadership, haven't you?
Definitely. Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado, closed down most of the businesses in Colorado. And I'm a chiropractor by trade, and chiropractic was not a necessity. We can keep the bars open, we can keep the alcohol and the gun stores and the pot, but God forbid you should be able to get some health care. Anyway, it offered me some time to get out of Colorado. I came up here with a couple of people to visit and fell in love with this place and came back in July and been here ever since. And I met a lovely woman here, and one thing led to another. Our governor here is fantastic. I love the fact that she is a rancher, that she has gone through all this stuff. I have farming in my background, in my family, and to see that this country being South Dakota right here, is being run by a rancher or farmer, somebody has and knows what it takes to keep America going.
You bet. What it takes to solve problems, right? I know the governor, she talks a lot about let's solve problems. Okay, it's one thing to create them, but let's solve them too. You bet.
So her background, being a rancher and growing up on a farm and a ranch, you're exposed to this stuff. The city kids, no, they're not.
So this gives her a well-rounded approach to whatever happens in this state and how to handle it.
Absolutely.
And she knows the inside workings of DC, so.
And Sheri, you want to you mentioned to me earlier something about her book. That you learned some really invaluable lessons from her book. Do you want to just share one or two of those takeaways?
Just how hard she was. Such a hard working family. And how many, as Dave mentioned, problems that had to be solved, especially after
Her father passed tragically. And it gave me an insight as to who she really is, not just, the surface stuff. When you know someone's background, it really helps you understand them. So I would highly recommend folks read her book. I thought it was a wonderful read.
Absolutely. Thank you, you two, for this great insight, and your skills and your talent that you're bringing here to this awesome state are very much welcome, and we all appreciate that too, because you only make South Dakota stronger.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
You bet. So we see perhaps the real pandemic that we're facing is too much government. So thank you again for watching Noem's Newcomers, and we'll see you back real soon.